I used to think I was a very logical person. I believed that every choice I made was based on facts and clear thinking. I thought I knew why I did what I did. But I was living a lie. There is one thing I discovered while reading a specific book that changed everything about how I see the world and how I see myself. I will tell you exactly what that is very soon. But first I want to welcome you to True Grit English Stories. I am so happy you decided to spend this time with me today. Pull up a chair and get comfortable. Let the sounds of the world fade away for a while. I am your mentor for today and we are going to do two things at once. We are going to improve your English fluency, and we are going to unlock the secrets of your own soul. This is going to be a beautiful journey. I want you to imagine you are standing on the shore of a vast ocean. The water looks calm on the surface. You think you can swim straight across to your goals. But underneath that calm surface there are powerful currents. These currents are moving in directions you do not expect. They are pulling you left and right. They are dragging you down. Most people spend their entire lives fighting these currents without ever knowing they exist. They wonder why they are tired. They wonder why they never reached the shore they wanted. This one thing I learned is that we are not the masters of our own ship. We are being moved by forces we cannot see. These are the laws of human nature. This brings us to our first lesson. It is the law of irrationality. I want you to listen closely to this because it is the foundation of everything. We all like to think we are smart and calculated. We think we are the exceptions to the rule. We see other people acting crazy and we judge them. We think we would never do that. But the truth is that we are all irrational. It is built into our biology. Our brains were designed thousands of years ago for survival. Back then, reacting quickly with fear or anger saved our lives. But today those same reactions often ruin our lives. Think about a time when you had an argument with someone you love. Maybe it was a partner or a parent. In the heat of that moment you said things you did not mean. You felt a fire in your chest. Your heart was racing. You felt like you were right and they were completely wrong. Then an hour later when you cooled down you felt terrible. You wondered who that person was who said those mean things. That was not the logical you. That was your emotional self taking over the steering wheel. When your emotions are high, your intelligence is low. That is a simple rule to remember. Your brain chemistry actually changes. The part of your brain that thinks about the future and understands consequences just turns off. You become a prisoner of the present moment. The first step to becoming a high-value person and a fluent English speaker is to realize this truth. You are not as rational as you think. This realization is actually a superpower. Once you accept that your emotions are the real bosses, you can start to watch them. I want you to practice this today. When you feel a strong emotion starting to rise, I want you to step back. Do not speak. Do not send that text message. Do not make a big decision. Just observe the feeling. Say to yourself, I am feeling angry right now. Or I am feeling very anxious about my English speaking skills. By naming the emotion, you take away its power. You move the energy from the emotional part of your brain back to the logical part. This is how you gain true self-control. Learning English is a perfect example of this law. Many students tell me they feel frustrated. They feel like they are not making progress fast enough. This frustration is an emotion. It is not a fact. If you let that frustration drive you, you might stop practicing. You might give up on your dreams. But if you use the law of irrationality, you can see the truth. The frustration is just a chemical reaction to a challenge. It does not mean you are bad at English. Just means you are human. When you feel that urge to quit, just sit with it. Let it pass like a cloud in the sky. Your goal is to stay on the path even when the weather is bad. I remember when I first started studying deep psychology. I was shocked to find out how much of my life was a reaction to my childhood and my environment. I thought I was making free choices. But I was really just following a script that was written a long time ago. We all have these scripts. We have patterns of behavior that we repeat over and over. Maybe you always pick the wrong friends. Maybe you always wait until the last minute to do your work. These are not accidents. These are the laws of your nature working in the dark. To find success, you must bring light to these dark places. You must become a scientist of yourself. Watch how you react to criticism. Watch how you act when you are tired or hungry. You will start to see the patterns. And once you see the patterns, you have the power to change them. This is what it means to grow. It is not about being perfect. It is about being aware. It is about choosing to be a little bit more rational every single day. As we sit here together, I want you to breathe deeply. Let the words sink in. You do not have to understand every single word to get the message. Your subconscious mind is listening. Your English is improving just by being here in this moment of calm. You are doing a great job. We are exploring the most complex subject in the universe, which is the human mind. Takes time. Takes patience. But the rewards are life-changing. In the next part of our session, we will talk about the masks we all wear. We will talk about why people say one thing but do another. It is a fascinating topic that will help you understand your friends and your coworkers much better. But for now, just stay with me. Think about that underwater current. Think about how you can start to swim with more purpose. You are not a victim of your nature. You are the architect of your future. I believe in your ability to learn and to change. You have already taken the hardest step by showing up and listening. Let us continue this journey together with an open heart and a quiet mind. We have so much more to discover about ourselves and the world around us. Keep listening and keep growing. You are doing better than you think. Welcome back to this quiet space. I am so glad you stayed with me. I hope you have your tea or a warm drink ready. We are continuing our journey through the deep waters of human nature. In our last session, we talked about the law of irrationality. We learned that our emotions are the secret drivers of our lives. But now I want to share something even more mysterious with you. This is the second secret I found in that book, and it changed the way I look at every single person I meet. It is the law of role-playing. I want to ask you a question. Have you ever felt like you were wearing a mask? Maybe you go to work and you are very professional and polite. You smile at people you do not actually like. You say yes to things when you really want to say no. Then you go home and you take off that mask. You become a different person. You are more relaxed or maybe more tired. This is something we all do. But for a long time I did not understand why. I used to think that being honest meant showing the same face to everyone all the time. I thought that people who changed their personality in different groups were being fake. I was very naive back then. I believed that if a person said they were my friend, they would always act like a friend. I believed that if someone looked confident, they truly felt confident inside. But here is the mystery I discovered. Almost no one is showing you their true self. We are all actors on a great social stage. This is not because people are bad or lying. It is because we have to wear these masks to survive in society. Think about it. If you said exactly what you were thinking every second of the day, you would lose your job and your friends in 24 hours. We use our masks to protect ourselves and to fit in. But the secret to mastering human nature is learning how to see what is behind the mask. This is a skill that will make you a leader in your life and a very high-value person. Let us talk about how this helps your English fluency. When you are learning a new language, you often feel very shy. You feel like you are wearing a mask that is too tight. You cannot express your true personality because you do not have the words yet. You might feel like a child again. But I want you to see this as a positive thing. Use your English as a new mask. You can choose who you want to be when you speak this language. You can be more confident. You can be more curious. You can practice being a great listener. Because you are focusing so hard on the words, you start to notice things that other people miss. You start to notice the tone of voice and the body language of the person you are talking to. This is the secret method I want to teach you today. If you want to understand people, do not just listen to their words. Words are easy to fake. People can tell you they are happy for your success while they are feeling envy inside. They can tell you they are not angry while their hands are shaking. To see the truth, you must become an observer of patterns. Look at the small things. Look at how they treat a waiter at a restaurant. Look at how they react when someone else gets the attention. These small moments are like cracks in the mask. Through those cracks, you can see the real person. I remember a time when I worked with a man who was always very loud and very funny. Everyone loved him because he made us laugh. He seemed like the most confident person in the room, but I started to watch his patterns. I noticed that he only made jokes when the room became quiet. He could not handle silence. I realized his humor was a mask for his deep anxiety. He was terrified that if people stopped laughing, they would stop liking him. Once I saw that, I stopped being intimidated by him. I felt compassion for him instead. I could see the human being behind the performance. This is what I want for you. I want you to move through the world with clear eyes. When you are practicing your English, try this exercise. Watch a movie or a video in English, but turn off the sound for a few minutes. Just watch the faces. Watch how the actors move their eyes. Try to guess what they are feeling without hearing a single word. Then turn the sound back on and see if you were right. This will train your brain to see the nonverbal language that humans speak. Most of our communication is not done with words. It is done with our bodies and our energy. When you learn to read these signs, you become much more fluent in life. You will know when someone is being sincere. You will know when a business deal feels wrong, even if the numbers look good. You are building your intuition. This is a very important part of your growth. In English, we have a saying. We say that someone is an open book. But very few people are actually open books. Most people are like a book with a beautiful cover, but the pages inside are written in a secret code. By learning the laws of human nature, you are learning how to read that code. I want you to take a moment and think about your own mask. What face do you show the world when you are afraid? Do you become angry? Do you become very quiet? Do you try to please everyone so they do not judge you? There is no shame in this. Recognizing your own mask is the first step to true power. It means you are no longer a slave to your own performance. You can choose when to wear the mask and when to take it off. This gives you a sense of freedom that most people never find. As you continue to listen to my voice, I want you to feel proud of yourself. You are doing the hard work of looking inward. You are learning a difficult language and you are learning how to be a better human being at the same time. This is not easy. But you are here and you are doing it. Your English is becoming more natural because you are thinking about deep topics. You are moving past the simple phrases like hello and how are you. You are exploring the complexity of the soul. In the next part of our session, we are going to dive even deeper. We are going to talk about something that many people are afraid of. We are going to talk about the ego and the feeling of envy. We all have it, but we rarely talk about it. It is the part of us that wants to be better than everyone else. It is the part that feels pain when a friend gets a promotion or a new car. I will show you how to turn that negative energy into a powerful fuel for your own success. But before we go there, just stay in this moment. Think about the people in your life. Do not judge them for their masks. Just observe them. Be kind to them because you know they are also fighting a battle you cannot see. Be kind to yourself too. You are a work in progress. You are a beautiful story that is still being written. I am honored to be a part of your journey today. Keep your heart open and your mind quiet. We have much more to explore together. You are doing a wonderful job. Just keep listening and let the knowledge flow into you like a calm river. I will see you in the next part where we will unlock the power of your own shadow. Stay with me. You are still here with me and that makes me very happy. We are moving deeper into the forest of the human mind now. So far we have talked about the hidden currents of our emotions. We have talked about the masks that we and others wear every day. I hope you are starting to feel a little more light in your heart. I hope you are starting to see that you are not alone in your struggles. We are all learning together. We are all trying to understand this strange and beautiful thing called human nature. I want to tell you a secret about something that stays hidden in the shadows. It is something we almost never admit to others. Sometimes we do not even admit it to ourselves. It is the law of envy. We all have a deep need to feel important. We want to feel like we matter. We want to feel like we are doing a good job in this life. In psychology, we call this the ego. Your ego is like a small child inside you that always wants attention. It wants to be told that it is the best. It wants to be special. But there is a problem. We live in a world with billions of other people. And many of those people seem to be doing better than we are. Maybe they speak English more fluently than you do. Maybe they have a bigger house or a more exciting job. When we see this, our ego feels a sharp pain. This pain is envy. It is a very cold and heavy feeling. It makes us feel small. It makes us feel like we are failing. I remember a time in my own life when I felt this very strongly. I had a friend who started a business at the same time I did. For a long time we were at the same level. We shared our problems and our dreams. But then suddenly his business started to grow very fast. He bought a new car. He traveled to beautiful places. When he told me about his success, I smiled and told him I was happy for him. I wore the mask of the good friend. But inside I felt a dark sting. I felt like I was being left behind. I started to look for reasons to dislike him. I told myself he was just lucky. I told myself he was becoming arrogant. This is what the ego does. It tries to protect us by pulling other people down. But this is a trap. When you are busy feeling envy, you are not focused on your own path. You are giving your power away to someone else. You are letting their life control your happiness. This is why so many people feel stuck. They are looking at the person next to them instead of looking at the road ahead. Now let us talk about how this connects to your English journey. Envy is very common in language learning. You might listen to a podcast or watch a video and think I will never sound like that. You might hear another student in your class speak with a perfect accent and feel a bit of resentment. You might think they have a special talent that you do not have. This feeling can make you want to stop practicing. It can make you feel like your efforts are a waste of time. But here is the secret method I want to teach you. I want you to turn your envy into a map. In English, we have a very important distinction between two words. The first word is envy. This is when you want what someone else has and you feel bad about it. The second word is admiration. This is when you see what someone else has and you feel inspired by it. When you feel that sting of envy, I want you to pause. Do not let the dark feeling take over. Instead, ask yourself a question. What is this feeling trying to tell me? If you feel envy towards someone who speaks English well, it is a signal. It tells you that you deeply value fluency. It tells you exactly what you want for yourself. Instead of being bitter, use that person as a model. Look at what they did to get there. How many hours did they practice? What books did they read? What was their mindset? When you change envy into admiration, you regain your power. You stop being a victim of someone else's success. You become a student of it. This is a very high-value way to live. It changes your energy from negative to positive. It makes you a person that people want to be around. Because let me tell you something. People can sense envy. Even if you wear a perfect mask, they can feel the coldness in your energy. But they can also feel when you truly admire them. It creates a bond instead of a wall. I want to give you a small English exercise for your ego. Try to use comparative adjectives to describe your progress instead of comparing yourself to others. In English, we use words like better and stronger and faster to compare things. Instead of saying he is better than me, try saying I am better than I was yesterday. Instead of saying her English is more natural than mine, try saying my English is more natural than it was last month. This simple shift in your language changes your focus. You are now competing with your past self. That is the only competition that matters. As we sit here in this quiet moment, I want you to forgive yourself for feeling envy. It is part of being human. It is one of the laws of our nature. You do not have to be perfect. You just have to be aware. When you feel that ego child inside you crying out for attention, just give it a little love. Tell yourself it is okay to want more. It is okay to want to be great. But remind yourself that you are on your own unique schedule. Your journey does not have to look like anyone else's journey. I want you to think about one thing you really want to achieve with your English. Do not think about the grammar or the rules. Think about the feeling of being able to express your soul. Think about the person you will become when you can speak with confidence. Hold that vision in your mind. That vision is your fuel. It is much more powerful than the fuel of envy. Envy is like a fire that burns your house down. Inspiration is like a fire that keeps you warm and cooks your food. Choose the warm fire. You are doing such a brave thing by listening to this. You are looking at the parts of yourself that most people try to hide. This is the path to true fluency. Fluency is not just about words. It is about being comfortable in your own skin. It is about knowing who you are and what you stand for. As you continue to listen, your vocabulary is growing. But more importantly, your character is growing. You are becoming a person of depth and wisdom. In the next part of our session, we are going to talk about the power of the group. We are going to explore why we often lose our minds when we are in a crowd. We will talk about how to stay true to yourself, even when everyone else is moving in a different direction. This is a vital skill for the modern world. It will help you stand tall in your personal life and in your career. But for now, just breathe. Feel the weight of your body in your chair. Listen to the rhythm of my voice. You are safe here. You are learning. You are growing. Every word you hear is a seed being planted in the garden of your mind. Some seeds will grow quickly and some will take time. But they are all growing. I am so proud of the progress you are making. Stay with me. We have 2 more laws to explore together, and they are the most powerful of all. I will see you in the next part. Keep your heart open and keep listening. Welcome back, my friend. We are almost at the end of our journey, but this part is perhaps the most dangerous and the most exciting. We have looked inside ourselves at our emotions and our masks and our ego. But now we must look at how we act when we are with other people. We must talk about the power of the group. This is the 4th law of human nature. It is the law of conformity. I want you to take a deep breath and settle into your chair. We are going to explore why we often lose our own minds when we are surrounded by a crowd. Have you ever noticed that you change when you are in a large group of people? Maybe you go to a sports game or a big concert. You find yourself shouting and jumping with thousands of others. You feel a strange energy that you do not feel when you are alone. This is the group spirit. It is very powerful and it can feel very good. It makes us feel like we belong to something bigger than ourselves. But I want to tell you about a mystery that social scientists have studied for a long time. Why do smart and kind people do very stupid or mean things when they are in a group? It is like they lose their own brain and join a giant hive mind. Think about the internet today. It is the biggest group in the history of the world. You see a post and thousands of people are angry about it. You might feel that anger rising in you too, even if you do not know all the facts. You want to join the group. You want to be on the right side. This is an ancient instinct. Thousands of years ago, being kicked out of the tribe meant death. If you did not follow the group, you could not survive. So our brains are wired to agree with the people around us. We are afraid to be the only person saying no. We are afraid to be different. But here is the problem for a high-value person like you. When you follow the crowd, you stop thinking for yourself. You stop being the architect of your own life. You become like a leaf in the wind. You go wherever the wind blows. This is not the path to success or fluency. To be a master of human nature, you must learn how to stay awake while everyone else is dreaming the same dream. Let us look at how this law affects your English learning. This is very important. Many students go to English classes or join online groups. They see how everyone else is studying. Maybe everyone is focusing on grammar rules and boring textbooks. Because everyone else is doing it, you think that is the only way. You follow the crowd, but deep down you feel bored. You feel like you are not making progress. The group mind is telling you to stay on the path, but your own heart is telling you that you need something different. You need stories. You need deep conversations. You need this quiet time with a mentor. There is another way the group affects your English. It is the fear of judgment. When you are in a room with other people, you are very aware of their eyes on you. You are afraid that if you make a mistake, the group will laugh at you or think you are not smart. This fear is the law of conformity. It is the pressure to be perfect so the group accepts you. This pressure kills your fluency. Fluency requires you to be a bit of a rebel. It requires you to be okay with being different. It requires you to speak even when your voice shakes. I want to share the secret method to overcome this. I call it the observer of the circle. Imagine there is a large circle of people and they are all dancing to the same music. Most people are inside the circle. They are so busy dancing that they do not see anything else. But you are going to practice standing just one step outside that circle. You can see the dance. You can even join the dance if you want to, but you always keep one part of your mind separate. You are watching the patterns. When you are in a group, try this exercise. Notice when the energy changes. Notice when everyone starts to get angry or excited about the same thing. Instead of jumping in, just watch. Ask yourself, why is everyone feeling this way right now? Is this what I truly believe, or am I just catching the group emotion like a cold? By doing this, you keep your individuality. You stay in control of your own ship. This is a very powerful way to live. It makes you a natural leader. People are drawn to those who do not desperately try to fit in. In your English practice, you can use this too. When you are listening to a conversation, do not just focus on the words. Look at the group dynamics. Who is leading the conversation? Who is staying quiet? How are they influencing each other? This is a great way to improve your listening skills. You are learning the social music of the English language. You are learning how to disagree politely. In English, we have many phrases for this. We say things like, I see your point, but I have a different perspective. Or I understand why you feel that way, but I look at it a bit differently. These are the tools of a wise person. They allow you to stay part of the group while keeping your own mind. I remember a time when I was younger and I wanted to be a writer. All my friends were going into business and law. They told me that writing was a waste of time. They told me I would never make money. The pressure to follow them was very strong. I felt like I was being pulled by a giant magnet. For a while I tried to follow them. I studied things I hated. I wore the same clothes they wore. But I was miserable. I was losing my soul to the group. One day I decided to take that step outside the circle. I decided to be the odd one out. It was scary at first. I felt lonely, but that was where my true life began. That was when I started to find my own voice. I want you to find your own voice in English. I do not want you to sound like a textbook. I want you to sound like you. This means you have to be brave enough to use the words that matter to you. You have to be brave enough to talk about the things you care about, even if they are not the typical topics of a classroom. When you do this, you will find that your fluency grows much faster. Why? Because you are being authentic. Your brain works better when it is expressing something real. As you listen to my voice right now, feel your own strength. You are an individual. You are a unique mix of experiences and thoughts and dreams. There has never been anyone exactly like you in the history of the world. Why would you want to be just like everyone else? Use the laws of human nature to understand the crowd, but do not let the crowd own you. We are moving toward the final part of our session. We have covered so much ground. We have talked about the hidden currents of irrationality. We have seen the masks of role-playing. We have looked at the sting of envy. And now we have explored the power of the group. You are becoming a master of your own nature. You are learning how to navigate the ocean of life with a map and a compass. The final law we will talk about is the most important of all. It is the law that gives meaning to everything else. It is the law of our own mortality. It sounds like a heavy topic, but it is actually the key to total freedom. It is the secret that will push you to speak English today instead of waiting for tomorrow. It is the secret that will help you live with no regrets. Take a moment now to just exist. You are doing so well. Your mind is absorbing these complex ideas and your English is becoming a part of your soul. You are not just learning a language. You are building a better version of yourself. I am so proud of the focus you are showing. Stay with me for the final part of our journey. We are almost home. Keep your heart open and your mind clear. I will see you in the last section. We have reached the final part of our journey together. I am so grateful you have stayed with me until the very end. We have walked through the shadows of our minds and looked at the masks we wear. We have understood why we feel envy and why we follow the crowd. But now we come to the most powerful law of all. It is the law of our own mortality. It sounds like a scary word, but I promise you it is actually a gift. It is the key that unlocks the door to a meaningful life. Think about how we usually live our days. We act as if we have all the time in the world. We say, I will start my dream tomorrow. I will practice my English when I have more energy or when I am not so busy. I will tell my family I love them later. We treat time like it is an infinite resource. But the truth is that time is a river that only flows in one direction. It is the only thing we can never get back. This is the mystery I found in the book that changed my perspective on everything. Most people spend their lives avoiding the thought of the end. They look away from it because it makes them uncomfortable. But by looking away, they also lose the spark that makes life beautiful. There is a powerful secret in the law of mortality. The people who are the most successful and the most happy are those who remember that life is short. They do not see this as a sad thing. They see it as a reason to be brave. When you realize that your time is limited, you stop caring about what the group thinks of you. You stop wearing the mask that makes you feel small. You start living for yourself. This is the ultimate law of human nature. It is the fire that burns away everything that is not important. It leaves only the truth. I want to talk about how this applies to your English fluency right now. I see so many students waiting for the perfect moment to speak. They wait until they know every grammar rule in the book. They wait until their accent sounds exactly like a native speaker. But let me tell you something very important. Perfection is a ghost that we chase. While you are waiting for perfection, your life is passing you by. You are waiting for a moment that will never come. The best way to learn English is to use it right now. Even if you make mistakes. Even if your voice shakes. Use the pressure of time to push you forward. When you feel afraid to speak, remember the law of mortality. In 20 years you will not remember the small mistake you made in a conversation. You will not remember if you used the wrong tense. But you will remember the connections you made. You will remember the doors that opened because you were brave enough to try. This awareness makes the fear of judgment feel very small. Why should we care if someone judges our English? Their opinion is a passing cloud. Your growth is a solid mountain. Focus on the mountain. I remember a time when I was very young and I was terrified of failing. I wanted everything to be perfect before I showed it to the world. I stayed in my room and studied and practiced, but I never actually did anything. Then I met an old man who had lived a very full life. He told me that his only regrets were the things he did not do. He did not regret his mistakes. He regretted his silence. He told me that time is like a grain of sand in a glass. You can see it falling, but you can never stop it. That conversation changed my life. I decided then that I would rather be imperfect and active than perfect and silent. This is the secret method I want to teach you today. I call it the perspective of the end. Every morning when you wake up, I want you to take 1 minute to sit in silence. Remind yourself that today is a unique gift. It has never happened before, and it will never happen again. This realization creates a sense of urgency. It makes you want to listen to this video with more focus. It makes you want to learn 5 new words and use them in a sentence. It makes you want to reach out to a friend. This is not about being stressed. It is about being present. When you practice your English with this mindset, you will notice a change. You will become more curious. You will start to enjoy the process of learning rather than just the goal. In English, we have many words for time. We have the past and the present and the future. But the most important word is now. I want you to practice using the present tense more often. Instead of saying I will be a great speaker, say I am a student of life today. This brings your power back to this moment. As we sit here in this quiet and lo-fi space, feel the air in your lungs. You are alive. You are learning. You are part of a long line of humans who have tried to understand their own nature. You have the map now. You know about irrationality and how to step back from your emotions. You know about the masks and how to see the patterns in others. You know about the ego and how to turn envy into inspiration. You know about the group and how to stand as an individual. And now you know about the value of time. These laws are not just ideas in a book. They are tools for your survival and your success. When you understand people, you can communicate better. When you can communicate better, you can create a life of freedom. Your English is the bridge to that freedom. Every word you learn is a brick in that bridge. You have already built so much today. I am so proud of your dedication. You have listened to these deep topics and your mind has expanded. As we finish our session, I want you to remember that you are the master of your own nature. You are not a victim of your biology or your past. You have the power to change. You have the power to become the best version of yourself. I believe in you. I have seen so many people transform their lives by applying these simple truths. You are next on that list. Before we say goodbye for today, I have a small and gentle suggestion for you. Why don't you try to write down one thing you are grateful for today? Try to write it in English. It does not have to be a long or complex sentence. It can be something simple like I am grateful for this quiet time. Or I am grateful for my ability to learn. How about you share that one thing in the comments below? It is a wonderful way to practice your English and to connect with others who are on the same journey. I will be here waiting for you in our next session. Until then, keep your heart open and your mind quiet. Be kind to yourself as you grow. You are doing a beautiful job and your progress is real. Thank you for spending this time with me at True Grit English Stories. I am your mentor and I am always rooting for you. Take care of yourself and keep listening. I will see you very soon.